Forecasters ground their iron weight against the rented floor. You sit so still because you think motion demands something more. 11 tabs are open, each one screaming what you lack. A spine pressed flat into the mesh, afraid to tilt it back. I'm writing this from 7 years ahead of where you freeze, where nobody grazed the trembling underneath your knees. You think the world collapses if you pause to catch your breath. You measure every quiet hour as some kind of small death. Listen to me closely from the other side of dust. The things you hold so desperately are mostly made of rust. Breathe out, kid, you do not have to solve the midnight sky. The ceiling will not fall because you let an email die. Your head is loud with futures that are never coming true. I survived the wreckage just to bring this back to you. Look at your knuckles running around the plastic pen, rewriting every single plan 100 times again. The tea went cold at 8 o'clock, the heat it takes some time. You treat your simple youth like an unpardonable crime. I remember how the headache sat right behind your eyes, building tiny towers out of borrowed compromise. You think the world collapses if you pause to catch your breath. You measure every quiet hour as some kind of small death. Listen to me closely from the other side of dust. The things you hold so desperately are mostly made of rust. Breathe out, kid, you do not have to solve the midnight sky. The ceiling will not fall because you let an email die. Your head is loud with futures that are never coming true. I survived the wreckage just to bring this back to you. Turn the desk lamp off, step away from the screen. You are allowed to exist in the spaces between. All the panic you stored in the base of your neck never saved any house from a phantom shipwreck. Let the chair come up as you finally stand. Let the paper slip from your rigid hand. We make it out alive. Drink the water, turn the key, survive. Course will pill, scratch against my jawline. This navy sweater survived 3 different leases. The cover's unraveling into loose gray twine. Every single knot holds a problem in pieces. My inbox is ringing with urgent demands. Calendar alerts blinking red on the screen. I press both my palms to the scratch of the strands, trying to locate where I should have been. Suddenly I smell the wet rain from 5 years back, sitting on that rusted bench behind the laundromat. You handed me this jacket when the wind turned black. Told me half the panic in my chest is just a draft. Now my skull feels crowded like an overdue train. Too many voices calculating the cost. One tug on this hand pulls me out of the rain to the only quiet corner that I never truly lost. When the noise gets heavy and my vision blurs out, I hold on to the seams till the static runs down. You said a tangled thread doesn't mean you have to break. Take one slow breath for your own quiet sake. My head is spinning circles in the midnight chill, still wearing the sweater while the city stands still. We were 22, split in one bowl of broth, talking about the future like a script we could draft. Now I measure time by the wear on the cloth, and how many nights I forgot how we laughed. The pressure sits tight right behind both my eyes, deadlines and debts piling up on the floor. I close down the laptop to quiet the lies that tell me I am nothing if I do not do more. Your voice in the wool says to let the broom spin. You cannot fix tomorrow before the night is done, so I bury my face in the collar again, waiting for the tangled web, but thinking to unrun. My skull feels crowded like an overdue train. Too many voices calculating the cost. One tug on this hand pulls me out of the rain to the only quiet corner that I never truly lost. When the noise gets heavy and my vision blurs out, I hold on to the seams till the static runs down. You said a tangled thread doesn't mean you have to break. Take one slow breath for your own quiet sake. My head is spinning circles in the midnight chill, while the city stands still. Yeah, 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 yeah. Memory is softer than the concrete below. It tells me I survived every winter before. I do not need all of the answers to know how to open the window and walk past the door. The rhythm of breathing returns to my chest. One stitch at a time, I am putting down the weight, giving my crowded mind permission to rest before the clock strikes late. The chorus full settles down flat on my skin. The voices in the room begin to fade away. Flashbacks subsides, let the quiet begin. I will make it to another day. Fingers on the hem, let the heavy thoughts fall. Nothing left to carry through the quiet hall. You carried a mark too early, you said, by the station gate. 24 hours later, that sentence is still set in my way. My head is too loud, so I look at the ground instead of my life. A corner torn off, an energy bar wrapper, a puddle reflecting the crosswalk stripe, a yellow umbrella leaning dry against the closed pharmacy shutter. The pedestrian signal beeps in a rhythm of two short pulses. A middle schooler drops a mechanical pencil lead. A cashier with a chip blue manicure counts out loose change. And I keep recording every single thing to dodge what you said. When the thoughts start crowding like a rush hour train, I zoom all the way into the smallest grain. I track the fraying thread at the hem of my coat. Anything to keep this heavy chest afloat. My mind is a room with too many open tabs, so I read the expiration dates and paperback tags, counting gray tiles where the yellow guy line divides, cataloging minor things to quiet down inside. When the noise gets thick and I can barely speak, I just study every puddle running down the street. The convenience store fluorescent bulb buzzes in a low B flat. A stray calico sits under a plastic stool till perfectly flat. My phone shows 11 reminders I am too tired to clear, so I watch the barcode scan, a light flash red and disappear. A silver bicycle with a rusted chain clicks past the curb, but the delivery driver checks the screen without saying a word. None of these details will fix the mess inside my chest, yet I keep taking inventory just to find a little rest. When the thoughts start crowding like a rush hour train, I zoom all the way into the smallest grain. I track the fraying thread at the hem of my coat. Anything to keep this heavy chest afloat. My mind is a room with too many open tabs, so I read the expiration dates and paperback tags, counting gray tiles where the yellow guy line divides, cataloging minor things to quiet down inside. When the noise gets thick and I can barely speak, I just study every puddle running down the street. You said yesterday, just let it go before it breaks you in half. Easier said when your thoughts do not multiply like math. So I hold this fluid seed crumpled tight inside my hand, memorizing printed ink because it gives me somewhere to stand. A half-empty water bottle rolling in the breeze, a pair of green sneakers scuffing fallen leaves. Just small things, just little observations till the evening clears. Yeah. Cold roasted barley and wet diesel smoke hang heavy in the alleyway. He loosens his scarf, counts every crack along the paved asphalt. The screen in his pocket vibrated twice, but he refuses to glow. Too many voices giving advice on where his 20s should go. His temples pulsing for time beneath the knit beanie. A spreadsheet, a desk, and unsent email. Life looking far too skinny. He sits on an overturned beer crate beside the green glass bottles, tired of pressing down hard on imaginary throttles. Every thought is a wire stripped down to the core. Sparks flying out across the convenience store floor. He breathes out mist, rubs both his eyes, wondering when the noise learned to colonize. His head is a room with too many open windows, remembers when decisions felt like choosing ice cream flavors. Now every single signature is tied to future favors. His mother called at 7 asking if he ate his dinner. He lied with an empty stomach feeling like a beginner. The neon sign of the 24-hour dry cleaner buzzes. He maps his worries out in categories, reasons and causes. Too crowded in his store to let a single quiet thought land. Sifting through static like water running straight through his hand. Thought is a wire stripped down to the core. Sparks flying out across the convenience store floor. He breathes out mist, rubs both his eyes, wondering when the noise learned to colonize. His head is a room with too many open windows, letting the crosswinds rattle the blinds while the cold wind blows. He tries to shut them down, click by click, slow and neat, while the city keeps strumming his bass underneath his feet. Just a boy carrying thunder in a paper bag, waiting for the tangled thread to finally snag and drop. Nothing is broken, yet nothing is working right. Just a quiet circuit breaker tripping in the middle of the night. He rests his forehead against the closing gate, telling his racing pulse that the world will simply have to wait. The smell of burnt sugar drifts from the closed bakery door. He stands up slowly, leaves his worries on the store floor, one foot in front of the other. No grand finish line inside, just walking his heavy thoughts back into the quiet night. A delivery scooter idles down the alley, metallic rattle bouncing off the brick. You stare into a paper cup of cold black coffee, counting every thought that makes you sick. Your phone screen keeps blinking with names you cannot answer, deadlines multiplying in the dark. I pulled you out the house because your room was turning smaller. Now we sit under the street lamp at the park. Your shoulders are up against your jawline. You breathe like you are running out of floor. I am not here to tell you everything is fine. I just brought an extra jacket for the cold. Put the puzzle pieces down. You do not have to solve tonight. The city makes enough of sound to fill the silence if you like. Untangle the wire inside your chest. You have been carrying the world without a rest. If your head is spinning circles till the edges blur, sit right here beside me, let the pavement hold your hurt. No answers required, no speech is prepared. Just stay till the static in your skull clears out the air. Look at the plastic canopy flapping in the breeze. Nobody expects the night to keep a promise. You spend 24 straight hours trying hard to please people who forget to ask if you were honest. I see the quiet panic behind your tire blink, the little tremor every time you try to think. You treat your mind like an engine running red, wondering why the smoke is filling up your head. Drink the water, let your fingers loose. No one is keeping score of what you lose. Put the heavy notebook down. You do not have to win tonight. The traffic carries out of town. It leaves us in the amber light. Untangle the wire inside your chest. You have been carrying the world without a rest. If your head is spinning circles till the edges blur, sit right here beside me, let the pavement hold your hurt. No answers required, no speech is prepared. Just stay till the static in your skull clears out the air. Tomorrow is a question that can wait its turn. Tonight is just a concrete bench and leaves that burn underneath the yellow sodium glow. You do not have to figure out which way to go. Just breathe out slow. Just breathe out slow. The scooter drove away 3 minutes back. The street is level now, the asphalt white and black. let it go. Yeah. Static snaps across the silent living room as an uninvited memory scatters through the gloom. Camera pans from dusty floorboards to the windowsill, capturing the heavy heat that keeps the neighborhood still. I reach down for the tumbler dripping with condensation, dark road swirling in a quiet rotation. Outside, asphalt mirrors back the white hot sky, while the ceiling fan spins slow and keeps the minutes dry. Focus pulls the tiny bubbles clinging to the side, drawing clean lines where the shadows cannot hide. Plastic straw between my teeth, bitter chill against the heat, tracking every single frame across this empty street. Deep black drip on clear cues floating in a glass, capturing the golden hour before it learns to pass. City glows in high exposure, asphalt starts to bake, sipping down the cold brew just to stay awake. Every drop of melted frost resets the color tone, framing up this August scene in quiet monochrome. Cut to the balcony, white shot of the alleyway below. Delivery bikes cutting through the heat in steady tempo. Sweat along the collarbone, but the ice brings relief, countering the humid air with bitter, sharp belief. Sound designer clinking cubes against the frosted wall, echoing the distant hum of traffic in the sprawl. 20-something apartment with the curtains pulled halfway, directing every beam of light that enters through the day. Pulls the tiny bubbles clinging to the side, drawing clean lines where the shadows cannot hide. Plastic straw between my teeth, bitter chill against the heat, tracking every single frame across this empty street. Deep black drip on clear cubes floating in a glass, capturing the golden hour before it learns to pass. City glows in high exposure, asphalt starts to bake, sipping down the cold brew just to stay awake. Every drop of melted frost resets the color tone, framing up this August scene in quiet monochrome. Zoom into the condensation running down the bridge, heat haze shimmering along the overpassing bridge. Tempo slows to 80 beats, baseline warm and deep, holding on to cold sensations while the city sleeps. No dialogue necessary, just the swallow and the pause, letting quiet summer moments bend the natural laws. Ice dissolves slowly till the liquid turns light, fading out the contrast as the noon turns into night. Final shot lingers on the glass beside the sill, water rings and melted shade perfectly still. What happens to the sentences we bury under our breath when the pavement starts to boil? I watch 3 solid cubes of ice collide against the rim and slowly lose their soil. My inbox shows 12 unread notifications from names I barely recognize anymore. The air conditioner rattles in B-flat major above the double sliding door. Got my thumb traced along the ribbon plastic straw, wondering if 24 was simpler. Every memory from last July looks slightly overexposed like a broken camera shutter. I keep replaying the cadence of your laugh when the subway doors close between us. Now it is just dark roads dripping in the water and an electric fan making a fuss. Green traffic lights turn yellow for nobody because the crosswalk is completely empty. A stray cat sleeps under a delivery scooter, dreaming of something plenty. My thoughts drift sideways like smoke from an unlit burner, checking my watch again even though I have nowhere to be around this corner. Cold glass against my lower lip, taking a long and calculated sip. The bitterness cut straight through the hazy afternoon way, resetting the baseline before it gets too late. Sipping nice black coffee while the city slows down to a crawl, watching water rings expand on the lemonade table against the wall. I do not need the answers to the questions spinning in my head. Just give me 20 quiet minutes with this frozen caffeine instead. Outside the heat is pressing hard against the tinted glass pane. Inside my mind is wandering through alleys of unforecasted rain. A kid in oversized sneakers adjusts his headphone band across the street. I wonder what frequency he listens to stay detached from the concrete heat. My bank account balance, my unfinished tracks, the laundry pile sitting on the chair. All of it floats to the ceiling like steam and dissipates in the chilled air. There is a strange kind of comfort in being completely anonymous at 2 p.m. Reading the same paragraph 4 times in a row without retaining a single stem. The roasted beans leave a sharp walnut finish lingering on the roof of my mouth, while cloud shapes drift like lazy white ships heading indefinitely south. I'll tap the tabletop to a tempo hovering somewhere around 82. Remembering how we swore we would fix everything once the summer was through. Cold glass against my lower lip, taking another calculated sip. The bitterness cut straight through the hazy afternoon way, resetting the baseline before it gets too late. Sipping nice black coffee while the city slows down to a crawl, watching water rings expand on the lemonade table against the wall. I do not need the answers to the questions spinning in my head. Just give me 20 quiet minutes with this frozen caffeine instead. Outside the heat is pressing hard against the tinted glass pane. Inside my mind is wandering through alleys of unforecasted rain. Ice shrinks into liquid, time stretches out thin, past decisions blur together. Where do current thoughts begin? The receipt crumpled in my pocket, a calendar full of blank squares. The simple shock of cold liquid running down my throat, erasing every single unnecessary care. The straw makes a hollow sound at the bottom of the cup. Condensation drips down my wrist as I stand straight up. Step out into the heavy August breeze with a calm chest, leaving the unanswered questions behind a rest. Burnt butter, yellow spills across the concrete ledge, splitting right between our coats along the chipstone edge. You tap an empty paper cup and tilt your chin my way, asking if the florist across the avenue is open on a Tuesday. I tell you probably 10, but nobody checks the clock out here. You chuckle under your breath, pull your knit scarf near, passing a silver lighter when my match fails twice, saying quiet days like this make the bitter coffee nice. Neither one of us has looked down at a screen, just watching dust motes drift across the lime tree green. You say you took a personal leave to sit and watch the street. I say I missed my bus on purpose just to feel the heat. 10:45 in an amber haze, trading little sentences with someone without a name. The warmth cuts through the denim on our knees, slowing down the rhythm of the city in the breeze. We do not need to introduce the lives we left behind, just two strangers sharing sunshine on the borderline. Your sneakers are scuffed at the heel from an office chair. You point at the stray cat stretching by the cellar stair. We talk about how winter stayed 3 weeks too long, how every cafe playlist plays the exact same song. You offer half a mandarin from a plastic grocery sack, peeling back the rind while the warmth hits your back. We do not ask for numbers, we do not ask for trades, just talking while the shadows cut clean geometric blades. In 20 minutes you will head toward the subway gate, and I will take the long walk home without checking if I am late. No promises to meet again, no heavy things to mend, just gentle conversation with a temporary friend. 10:45 in an amber haze, trading little sentences with someone without a name. The warmth cuts through the denim on our knees, slowing down the rhythm of the city in the breeze. We do not need to introduce the lives we left behind, just two strangers sharing sunshine on the borderline. You finish up your peelings and stand up to brush your coat, saying have a decent afternoon before you turn the road. The honey tinted pavement holds the imprint where you sat. Nothing left to carry on a morning just like that. Heavy walnut legs sinking the floorboards, holding 90 kilos without making a sound. 10:24 on a Tuesday with no place to run. Amber squares crawl across the kitchen rug. You spend 19th to 24th sprinting through cold corridors, always checking the rearview mirror for an eviction notice. Eating convenience store triangle kimbap on the platform. Convinced that resting meant falling behind the entire world. Look at this posture right now, shoulders drop 4 inches below the ears, both feet planted flat in wool socks. No alarms cued on the cracked screen beside the kettle. I pulled out a blank envelope from the desk drawer, not to list what went wrong or calculate debt, just to let you know the roof stopped leaking. In the morning finally learned how to pause. You're 21 pacing outside the library doors. Breathe out the winter you swallowed in silence. The sunlight comes in thick like honey on timber. Nobody screaming your name down the stairwell. You make it to 30 and sit without flinching, watching dust turn to gold in the quiet of noon. Remember cramming vocabulary under halogen hums, heart rate ticking at 110 while sitting still, thinking every mistake carved your surname into stone. Every rejected draft felt like drowning in shallow water. I wish I could hand you this ceramic mug through the wire. Fresh roasted beans from the corner shop down Mapogu. Yeah, we pay the heat and bill 3 days early every month now. The emergency fund sits untouched behind the T10. You survived every panic attack in the stairwell of building 4. Even the night you walked 3 hours in the rain without an umbrella, it was built into this exact angle of light, falling soft on clean cotton and unhurried hands. Put down the heavy backpack full of task books, unclench your jaw before you go to sleep tonight. The panic you felt was only weather passing through, not the person you were destined to become. Look at this room we rented. It has 4 wide windows facing the south. You're 21 pacing outside the library doors. Breathe out the winter you swallowed in silence. The sunlight comes in thick like honey on timber. Nobody screaming your name down the stairwell. You make it to 30 and sit without flinching, watching dust turn to gold in the quiet of noon. The chair holds us up just fine. The tea takes its time cooling down. Yeah, you made it through the long night. Rest now. We are already home. A distant bicycle belt rings through the alleyway below, rebounding off painted brick and drying laundry rows. Yeah, you barely shifted when the postal van drove past. Curled inside the faded cardigan you claimed at last. Nothing is scheduled until 4 in the afternoon. The city runs on batteries, but we can hum a different tune. Look at how the beam divides the kitchen tile in two, warm enough to melt the honey, leaving space for you. You do not have to check the locker, read the group chat thread. Leave that heavy backpack resting at the foot of your bed. We have nowhere we promised to be, just us drifting gold in the breeze. Let the light crawl across your knuckles on the table. We can stay right here as long as we are able. Drink it down before the condensation drips. Watch the quiet amber settle on your fingertips. No alarms, no deadlines ticking down the hall. Just a warm square stretching up the eastern wall. The neighbor's scooter engine fades into the lower street. You stretch your legs out, resting tired wool sock feet. Remember when we thought we had to sprint through every spring? Now we measure hours by the warmth the window pane can bring. Slice another peach, split the peel across the rim. Let the bass line from the portable speaker stay dim. You look less exhausted than you did on Tuesday night. Take another breath, we have all day to get it right. Let the light crawl across your knuckles on the table. We can stay right here as long as we are able. Drink it down before the condensation drips. Watch the quiet amber settle on your fingertips. No alarms, no deadlines ticking down the hall. Just a warm square stretching up the eastern wall. If you wanna sleep until the brightness turns to gold, I will keep the kettle low and leave the blinds unrolled. There is grace in doing nothing on a quiet Friday noon, letting every heavy worry vanish in the room. Another delivery bike comes past the sill. The daylight keeps pulling, steady and still. Take your time, friend. We have hours until the day has to end. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, knobby booklet threads catch every floating film in the dust. My thumb runs down the stitch seam where the collar lost its fuzz. Back in 2028 when you wore it inside out, we drank cold barley tea and figure rent prices out. The sunlight cut diagonally through the window screen, painting your pale gray socks and streaks of gold and green. You tapped your heel to a beat that had no name yet, talking about promotions and the student loans you still owed the net. Now the room is twice as wide, the carpet's brand new wool. 10:45 on a Tuesday and my calendar is full. Still the way the beam catches this unraveling cuff tells me 20 minutes off is more than good enough. Linen loops and stolen seconds falling on the floor. We were happy with a sofa wedged behind the door. Quiet light is spilling over everything we knew. I am sitting with the shadow of a younger you. Yeah. Golden quiet drifting easy, letting minutes slide. Nothing left to chase down on the other side. Yeah, I keep the radio tuned low to some vintage neo soul, remembering when half a sandwich was a shared goal. You burn the toast on purpose just to see the smoke roll out, laughing by the open glass without a shred of doubt. Look at how the sunbeam hits the exact same wood and grain, warming up the knuckles where the weather left a stain. No regret in these slow measures, just a pleasant aftertaste. All those endless weekend mornings never went to waste. Time trades our cotton sweaters for tailored overcoats, turns all our urgent voicemails into distant notes. Yet in the leisure of this beam, perfectly still, I see your silhouette resting on the sill. Linen loops and stolen seconds falling on the floor. We were happy with the sofa wedged behind the door. Shadow of a younger you. Golden quiet drifting easy, letting minutes slide. Nothing left to chase down on the other side. Hey. Booklet against my fingertips, softness turning pale. A cup of roasted barely sits beside the mail, slow breathing in the quiet air. Content with every memory left standing there. Yeah, yeah. Plastic grace rattle against the flatbed truck downstairs. You blink once, pulling the fleece back over your ears. No urgent calls today, no project files to share. Look at the pale glow slicing cleanly through the blinds. You left your phone charger tangled in the carpet fringe. Take your time, nobody's counting down the clock. You always sprint until your chest burns out. Now watch the dust drift in this silent room. We have 4 hours before the avenue gets loud. Leave your coat hanging on the kitchen chair. The kettle is humming, there is plenty of tea to spare. Sunlight paints a yellow square across your knees. Just breathe easy under these apartment trees. You do not need to rush out into the cold. Let the entire morning gently unfold. The alley cat is sleeping on a warm sedan. You take slow sips from an open barely can. We spent all winter talking about things to prove. Funny how sitting here makes neither of us wanna move. Your notifications are muted by the sink. Nobody is telling you what you need to think. Just a steady warmth spreading across the floorboard seam. Yeah. You always sprint until your chest burns out. Now watch the dust drift in this silent room. we have 4 hours before the avenue gets loud. Leave your coat hanging on the kitchen chair. The kettle is humming, there is plenty of tea to spare. Sunlight paints a yellow square across your knees. Just breathe easy under these apartment trees. You do not need to rush out into the cold. Let the entire morning gently unfold. Remember when we thought our 20s had a race? Now we measure peace by the brightness in this space. Two mismatched balanced on the sill. The whole busy neighborhood is standing completely still. Pull the oversized denim jacket close around your frame. The world outside will keep spinning just the same. Just sit here with me. Let the morning light settle quietly. Wash popping pillowcases, hold that crease. Linen fiber softening against my cheek. Late 10 a.m. slant spreads across the floorboards. Dust motes floating inside a slow beam. Suddenly I see that oversized gray cardigan draped across the passenger seat in May. You would roll the cuffs twice because the sleeves ran long, leaving tiny cedar shavings on the dashboard tray. We parked near the reservoir just to let the ice melt, listening to old mixtapes through a buzzing cable. The thread count has faded thin since then, but the warmth still carries the exact weight. Every single seam remembers where we left it. Warm amber daylight cuts across the quilt, bringing back the conversation that we built. Nothing moved fast under those sky blue hours. We let the cassette unwind in quiet power, sitting in the glow without a place to run, watching how your shadow melted in the sun. Hey. Hey, corduroy ridges pressed into my palms, tracing back the rhythm of that easy calm. You were sipping cold brew from a paper rim, laughing at the way the light traced every limb. Now the same beam settles on my coffee cup, gentle on the rim, nobody telling me to hurry up. No notifications flashing on the screen, just a steady gradient of amber and cream. Time folds backward like laundered denim in a wicker basket, easy to hold, gentle enough not to mask it. I stay seated right here in the bright square, breathing in the remnant of that secondhand air. Warm amber daylight cuts across the quilt, bringing back the conversation that we built. Nothing moved fast under those sky blue hours. We let the cassette unwind in quiet power, sitting in the glow without a place to run, watching how your shadow melted in the sun. Frame of the blanket, raised in by my feet. Soft golden stillness where our two paths meet. Just wash popping and a memory alive, drifting slow until the clock marks 11:05. Bent plywood settles deep into the floorboards. You would not believe how steady this seat holds me now. Remember when we thought sitting still was surrender? Pacing 3-meter dorm rooms like a pendulum ticking down. Look at this beam cutting slant across the mug. No alarm screaming deadline, no panic tucked under the rug. You were 22, convinced every hour was an enemy. Swallow and burn espresso just to force a melody. Take a breath, kid, set the pencil down. The ceiling is not caving in. I know you kept your sneakers laced beside the doorway, waiting for an emergency to prove you were alive. Nobody's chasing you anymore. The clock is just counting quiet seconds. The beam lands soft across my open palms. Everything you rush to build is resting in the quiet. You do not have to break yourself to earn a little warmth. It finds you here, sitting in the light. No guilt in slowing down, no debt on this repose. The room is fully paid for and the window stays unlocked. Listen to the radiator made her hum like an old cassette tape. You used to measure survival by the calendar date, scared that if you paused the world would forget your face. Now I watch dust motes drift at their own slow pace. We made it out to the sprint, kid. Your scraped knees healed into unbothered skin. There is a clean linen shirt draped over the frame, dry and smelling like lavender instead of subway rain. You can unclench your jaw, the morning does not ask for a fight today. The beam lands soft across my open palms. Everything you rush to build is resting in the quiet. You do not have to break yourself to earn a little warmth. It finds you here, sitting in the light. No guilt in slowing down, no debt on this repose. The room is fully paid for, and the window stays unlocked. If I could mail this quiet backward through 10 winters, I will wrap your shaking hands in this mid-morning glow. Tell you that living is not a permanent sprint. Some days are meant to settle, some hours are meant to grow. The backrest holds my shoulders without a single creak. Rest your tired head, younger me. The daylight stays right where it belongs. I said her, A sudden realization about nothing at all snaps the apartment's perfect quiet. The ceiling fan spins out a lazy loop, casting ribbon shadows on the white wall. 10:15 on a Tuesday with nowhere to be, phone screen facing down on the rug. Stray beams angle through the half-pulled blinds, cutting the cedar table in half. Dust motes drift in suspension like microscopic planets caught in amber. A cup of barely tea sits sweating by the windowsill, ring of water forming slow. I pull my knees into my oversized knit sweater, watching the dust particles swirl. No urgent ringtones, no commuter train schedules humming under the skin. The whole block breezing 24 frames per second. A delivery scooter hums 3 streets away and disappears. All the word outside is rushing somewhere cold, while the parquet floor holds on to every bit of gold. Just watch the slow glow spill across the floorboards. No heavy plans, no shadows pulling at our sleeves. Every second stretches out in silent rhythm, bathing empty spaces with the warmth of early light. We have all day to let the world move on. We have this yellow patch of sun to call our own. Yeah, potted monster tilts his green broadleaf toward the southern exposure. Cat shifts positions on the cotton duvet, stretching out 2 white paws. I press play on a muted vinyl track, needle clicking soft against the groove. Light hits the glass kettle, turning boiled water into liquid quartz. 10:42 now, the light shifted 3 inches to the left. I trace the line with my bare toe, measuring the minutes without stress. Every small corner of this small studio feels like an indie film reel. Wide angle lens on a simple life where nobody is rushing to heal. The breeze lifts up the corner of the linen sheet. A bicycle bell rings down along the quiet street. All the noisy deadlines dissolved into the air, leaving only golden warmth settling everywhere. Just watch the slow glow spill across the floorboards. No heavy plans, no shadows pulling at our sleeves. Every second stretches out in silent rhythm, bathing empty spaces with the warmth of early light. We have all day to let the world move on. We have this yellow patch of sun to call our own. Usually by now my head is loud, with 40 tabs open wide. Calculating train delays and subway transfers on the green line ride. Today the aperture is wide open, shutter speed set to slow, letting every photon hit the film grain, letting the calm overflow. Nothing to prove to the city below, just sitting inside this steady golden glow. The yellow square slides across the hardwood rug. Steam still rising from the ceramic mug. Breathing in the calm, letting silence stay. Metal shutters scrape up across the asphalt lane, signaling the dry cleaner is open once again. You left your sneakers by the threshold inside out, sleeping through the noise of the city spinning round. I set the kettle down without a single click, watching dust motes dance in the butter curl, thick shafts of pale light cutting through your balcony blind, leaving yesterday's deadline miles behind. No alarms buzzing on the nightstand table, take all the breathing room you need while you are able. I brought 2 mugs and then honey from the coast, waiting for the toaster to pop the second toast. Stay right under the quilt if you want to. The yellow hours crawl slow across the front room. We have nowhere to run, no bosses on the line, just lazy warmth spilling across your kitchen tile. Sit back, let the heavy clouds dissolve outside. This entire morning is yours to take your time. Yeah. You rubbed your eyes and asked me what hour it had turned. I told you not to worry about the bridge that got burned. Your phone is sitting face down on the coffee bench, catching diagonal beams through the garden fence. We can sip this brew until the ice turns thin, talking about the dumb little ways we both win, listening to sparrows flutter off the concrete ledge, hanging our bare feet over the sofa edge. No rush to put on real clothes or comb your hair. There's a golden glow hovering in the room air. I brought 2 mugs and then honey from the coast, waiting for the toaster to pop the second toast. Stay right under the quilt if you want to. The yellow hours cross low across the front room. We have nowhere to run, no bosses on the line, just lazy warmth spilling across your kitchen tile. Sit back, let the heavy clouds dissolve outside. This entire morning is yours to take your time. To sprint every dawn, look how the pavement glows now that the rush is gone. A neighborhood cat stretches out on the roof slate. Nothing in this quiet says you are running late. Just lean into the cushion, take another sip. Golden rays resting right across your fingertips. No clocks to chase, just this warm space. Take all the time you need. Toasted sesame and fresh ground beans drift past the balcony glass. He leaves his laptop asleep under yesterday's jacket at last. The digital clock blinks 10:32. Gold streaks of paint in the heart with floor blue. He slips on his canvas slides, walking real slow. No meetings to join, nowhere he is pressured to go. Steam leaves the kettle in thin silver rings. He hums with the kettle while listening to the small things. Traffic below moves like miniature toys in the frame. He forgot all the deadlines that carried his name. The ceiling fan cuts through the amber and shade, counting the quiet minutes that will not fade. Golden dust dances slow in the living room square. Not a single rush, hanging heavy in the late morning air. He leans on the counter with nowhere to run, letting his shoulders drop under the slant of the sun. It feels like the city decided to breathe, leaving the pavement below them to rest underneath. Yeah. She checks on the basil pot perched on the windowsill ledge, watching the bright yellow patch creep over the table edge. Her playlist is playing low fidelity jazz on repeat. Barefoot on the linoleum, feeling the pavement warm heat. A straight orange cat on the awning below takes a nap, curled in a circle like butter on warm folded scraps. She measures the honey and stirs with a wooden spoon round, finding a rhythm where nothing is loud or pro. Golden dust dances slow in the living room square. Not a single rush, hanging heavy in the late morning air. He leans on the counter with nowhere to run, letting his shoulders drop under the slant of the sun. It feels like the city decided to breathe, leaving the pavement below them to rest underneath. All through the 20s, they ran till the knuckles were white, chasing the rent and the glow of the screen every night. Now 11 o'clock feels like velvet and clean linen sheets, a secret held safe above 22 crowded streets. The mug cools down on the wooden tray, the light keeps stretching across the day. He takes one sip and he lets time slide. Warm yellow currents from outside. 11:48 blinks in pale lime green, projected on the drywall of a room I haven't seen. I sketch out the floor plan inside of my head, a balcony garden and unhurried bread. No alarm tone vibrating under the sheet. Yeah, just low frequency rhythms floating up from the street. You were wearing my hoodie that is 4 sizes wide, pouring warm burly tea with the curtains untied. Right now it is midnight and subway lines screech. My screen time is climbing and goes out of reach. Still I close both my eyes just to paint us a frame where the hours run slow and we both feel the same. Golden beams across the wooden floor, and no deadlines waiting by the sliding door. We will leave the phone chargers unplugged in the wall, watch the amber dust drift and let gravity fall. Someday when we make it past the 20-something haze, we will own all the brightness of these quiet Saturday days. 12:21 on the microwave face, 2 ceramic plates taking up counter space. Avocado sliced thin over toasted sourdough, a houseplant on the windowsill we managed to grow. I can see your calm posture against the white tile, untangling headphones and cracking a smile. No rush to the studio, no panic in sight, just trading soft lyrics and leftover light. I am stuck in the present, we're in due next week, stacking small victories, fragile and bleak. Still this picture keeps humming like tape on a reel, giving form to the safety I am desperate to feel. Golden beams across the wooden floor, no deadlines waiting by the sliding door. We will leave the phone chargers unplugged in the wall, watch the amber dust drift and let gravity fall. Someday when we make it past the 20-something haze, we will own all the brightness of these quiet Saturday days. One day we will stop sprinting just to stay in the race. We will sit by the window and take up some space. Let the butter melt slow, let the kettle blow steam, living wide awake inside a form of dream. 1000 on an analog plate, no place to be early, no fear of being late, just the quiet and you in the wash of the light. I will hold to this sketch till we get it all right. Learn to sit still, you mutter yesterday right by the door with the shoes half tied. Now it is 10:10 and I am finally trying. A silver water ring drying on the unfinished cedar stool, a straight thread hanging off the hem of my gray knit sweater, the yellow sponge resting at a slant in the still sink basin, a half-cracked pistachio shell on the ceramic plate. Golden warmth slice through the horizontal blinds and quiet zebra stripes. Nothing is demanding answers, nothing is asking for my time. I patch a beam catching the rim of an unwashed glass, a sleepy fly floating slow through the ambient draft. The neighbor's cat pacing the stucco wall next door, light pools across the linoleum, asking for nothing more. Just small frames, solid frames, stacking until noon. Yeah. Yesterday you said I move like I am running from an alarm. Today I watch a dust mold hover like a tiny charm. A receipt from the convenience store faded in the corner pocket, a pair of headphones resting unplugged beside an empty socket. The cold brew dripping at one drop every 5 long beats, a delivery livery scooter purring faintly down the alley streets. The shadow of the monster relief moves an inch to the right. The glass on the refrigerator turns completely white. I count 7 floating specks suspended in midair. I lean back in the warmth with no urgency to share. A patch of beam catching the rim of an unwashed glass. A sleepy fly floating slow through the ambient draft. The neighbor's cat pacing the stucco wall next door. Light pools across the linoleum, asking for nothing more. Just small frames, silent frames, stacking until noon. Your voice from yesterday was right. A tea stain on the saucer turning pale. The ceiling fan ticking softly on low. 10:35 and the room stays still. An unexpected question fractures the quiet before the kettle boils. Frame by frame, the dust motes drift above the floorboards, unpolished oils. Curtains part like an opening scene in 35mm grain. Amber pouring in across the table, drying up yesterday's rain. The bassline hums beneath the radiator, steady low frequency. You shift beneath the linen duvet, sketching out our trajectory. Golden rectangles slowly climb the plaster wall. No urgent phone calls, nowhere we need to fall. Let the shutters stay open while the room turns bright. 2 cups of pour over, catching that pale amber light. No race to the station, no rush against the clock today. We let the quiet cinema gently roll our worries away. Focus shifts to the condensation on the edge of the water glass. Pastel sky through double pane windows, watching the drones glide past. 90 beats per minute clicking softly from a vintage deck. Your hand reaching over lazily to brush my neck. The city down below exists, I'm mute behind the tinted glass. We got nowhere to be while these golden hours pass. Rectangles slowly climb the plaster wall. No urgent phone calls, nowhere we need to fall. Let the shutters stay open while the room turns bright. 2 cups of pour over, catching that pale amber light. No race to the station, no rush against the clock today. We let the quiet cinema gently roll our worries away. Straight beam catches the record spinning on the shelf. Time is a room we finally have all to ourselves. Nothing moving faster than the shadows crossing the floor, leaving yesterday locked outside the balcony door. Let the shutters stay open while the room turns bright. 2 cups of pour over, catching that pale amber light. No race to the station, no rush against the clock today. Away. Diagonal patterns stretching wide, warm spilling inside. Slow motion frame, we just stay the same. The quiet room fractures the moment. A question slips in, it starts with why then, drags every mistake beneath my skin. Neon spill from the convenience store below, paints the floorboards teal. I am sitting on the carpet wondering which parts of this life are real. The fan turns slow, cutting the air in rhythmic half-second beats. My phone face down beside an empty mug of barley tea. Too many tabs open and my chest is spinning, wheel on repeat. Every small decision turns into a crowded one-way street. A shadow stretch across the ceiling like an unedited reel. I try to mute the volume, try to numb the way I feel. The city breeze breeze outside the glass while I stay locked inside my head, counting every single thing that should've gone unsaid. Overthinking in widescreen, shadows crawling up the wall, heavy shoulders sinking as the midnight shadows fall. I just want a simple breath without the weight behind the frame, searching through the quiet for a reason or a name. When the mind is running circles in the night, refuses sleep, drowning in the shallow parts that feel entirely too deep. Zoom into the corner where the laundry piles by the chair, a cinematic still life of a person frozen there. Check the digital clock, 0342 in green LED glow. The tempo on my pulse is moving fast while the hours drag slow. I replay a conversation from 3 winters ago on a loop, dissecting every syllable until it fractures into 2. Car tires hiss against wet asphalt, 6 floors down below. Everyone is moving forward, I am stuck in slow-mo. Shadows stretch across the ceiling like an unedited reel. I try to mute the volume, try to numb the way I feel the city breeze outside the glass while I stay locked inside my head, counting every single thing that should've gone unsaid. Overthinking in widescreen, shadows crawling up the wall, heavy shoulders sinking as the midnight shadows fall. I just want a simple breath without the weight behind the frame, searching through the quiet for a reason or a name. When the mind is running circles and the night refuses sleep, drowning in the shallow parts that feel entirely too deep. Cut to the window pane where coldness starts to form, a solitary silhouette bracing against an inner storm. No dramatic monologue, just every silent sighs, watching the skyline blur behind bloodshot, tired eyes. The traffic light turns yellow, then to red across the floor. I press my forehead to the glass and do not fight it anymore, just waiting for the noise inside to finally dissolve, leaving only quiet rooms and problems left unsolved. Bent paper clip sits beside my cold mug, unwound by my fingernail stripped of a shrug. I stretched out the silver loop flat like a line, believing that fixing it fixes my mind. 2 in the morning, the blue screen is bright, dozens of browser tabs still in the night. Every decision feels heavy and thick, a battery drained to the very last tick. My shoulders are locked and my breathing is tight, trapped in the noise of what did not go right. I count up the hours I threw at the wall, chasing a standard that makes me feel small. The ceiling is quiet, the traffic is dead, only the crowded room inside my head. Too many voices running at once, sifting through damage that piled for months. I try to press pause on the static inside, looking for a place where silence can hide. Just a long breath before everything breaks, untangling all of my heavy mistakes. Let the bass drum beat slow while the world falls away. I just need to make it to another day. Yeah. My inbox is blinking with deadlines and debts, a catalog built out of subtle regrets. Friends send a message asking if I am fine. I leave it on red and just stare at the line. It is not that I hate them, I just lack the grace to carry their kindness right now in this space. My thoughts are a spider web spun in the dark, flickering out like a dying white spark. I count up the hours I threw at the wall, chasing a standard that makes me feel small. The ceiling is quiet, the traffic is dead, only the crowded room inside my head. Nothing is ruined forever tonight, even if nothing feels easy or right. The metal was twisted, the metal was bent, still it remains when the pressure is spent. I close both my eyes, put my palms to the floor, letting the noise settle down at the door. Too many voices running at once, sifting through damage that piled for months. I try to press pause on the static inside, looking for a place where silence can hide. Just a long breath before everything breaks, untangling all of my heavy mistakes. Let the bass drum beat slow while the world falls away. I just need to make it to another day. The straightened wire lies still in the glow, the thoughts slow their rush as the streetlights burn low. Just breathe in the quiet, just let it all rest. Tomorrow carry the rest of the test. Zone 344 flashes green across the stove, counting every pulse inside my throbbing temples. Too many calculations running simultaneously. Every scenario ending in quiet catastrophe. I close my eyes and project past this heavy ceiling, past the rent notices and the pending decisions. I picture 36 on a quiet veranda, somewhere with balcony glass and a breeze that does not taste like exhaust. Right now the pressure pushes behind my eyes, a tangled wire spool that will not unwind. So I step forward on a calendar that has not been printed and borrow the breath of someone who made it through 10 years from tonight. My hands are steady on a ceramic mug. The water boils without an urgent deadline attached. Everything that broke my focus in this tiny room becomes a line on a tax form. Long resolved, I am sitting in the future, looking back at this hour, telling the boy with the racing pulse that it settled down. In that apartment, the bookshelves of actual depth, no cardboard boxes doubling as bedside stands. I see myself folding laundry under warm yellow LEDs, no notifications chiming every 7 seconds. The knot in the center of my chest has dissolved in the smooth fabric. I walk down to the Ham River without carrying a mental tally. No panic over who got hired or who pulled ahead. Just the low hum of electric sedans passing on the bridge. Oh, the present is a loud room where all voices speak at once. Every regret demanding immediate revision. So I pull that distant version of my skin over these tense shoulders and let the quiet from 20, 30 something sink in. 10 years from tonight, my hands are steady on a ceramic mug. The water pours without an urgent deadline attached. Everything that broke my focus in this tiny room becomes a line on a tax form. Long resolved, I am sitting in the future, looking back at this hour, telling the boy with the racing pulse that it settled down. It feels impossible while the walls are vibrating, while the screen glow burns red behind my retinas. But time moves in one direction, even through quicksand. Every terrible night gets dragged into the past by morning. I do not need to solve the entire decade before daylight. I only need to let this single hour expire. 10 years from tonight, my hands are steady on a ceramic mug. The water boils without an urgent deadline attached. Everything that broke my focus in this tiny room becomes a line on a tax form. Long resolved, I am sitting in the future, looking back at this hour, telling the boy with the racing pulse that it settled down. Ahead, one notch, a small step toward the balcony I have not bought yet. Rest your forehead on the cool wood. The older version of you is waiting patiently.